All right, this feels good, this pair. And then maybe...
Hey.
How you doing, sunshine?
I don't even know. Let's just go. Let's just do.
Do it. Just let her know what the options are.
We'll kind of go our way, hopefully. Everything's here. It's a good sign.
You're practically done now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna finish up the TV stuff now and finish up that last print ad, and then we panic and freak out for an hour and a half.
Okay.
Do you want to talk? Yeah.
I'm pretty good at panicking while freaking out.
Good. I have to do separate. They're in order for me. So.
Can I say something over here for because I was thinking about this morning. I like where we ended up with this woman in the record store.
I do actually physically love her. Actually.
Like, do you feel that this look might be like 5% too grungy for their current brand?
I don't at all. No, I think she looks beautiful. She feels like
we have like this cardboard
that's Williamsburg.
And
that's Silver Lake. And
I always say, like, listen, let's not fall in love or dismiss anything based on this comp.
This actual comp is not going to appear anywhere but on your computer screen and maybe on a printout. I mean, that's the reality of it. It's like this isn't what we're doing.
We want to try this experiment where we're going to tear this place of our shirt where the bag hangs. That little tipping point where it's like, you know what? It's not just about me. I'm going to do something for somebody else today, and I'm going to sacrifice my look.
There you go.
Right.
Because that is how it feels to me without having a bag. It's that uncomfortable of a feeling.
This is what they're going to see. This is what they're going to do. This is how they're going to respond, and this is why they'll join it, and how that will help create a movement. Carry all, feed all. That's a nice line. It's great. It's real good. All right, buddy, let's get after these statements here. Talking to you.
I know. Would you call me buddy? I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I just need to download an image from my phone. It won't connect.
We will also come together, bound by a common
I was going to say, if you don't want to redo all the type and everything, to your point, when you hit play, I mean, it just goes to that. So it literally could just be mobile phone on the side, and we just let the video play.
So we just put it sideways, right?
Yeah, because when you hit play, it goes full screen anyway. So I'll just do that and make it easy on ourselves.
Dude, that's smart. Very smart. Awesome. So, okay, so we got that. This works.
We're punching out. It's time to go to sleep.
Just wanted to make sure you guys felt good. Anything you want to talk through?
There's nothing else we could do. If we stayed up through the night, like, the presentation would have suffered. Like, we just needed to stop, like, worrying about it, go to bed, and just put it together. Like, just make sure that we had our ducks in a row.
I think it's plenty.
Yeah, it's better. Trying to, like, get that together, it just wasn't coming together, and it did the idea a disservice.
Right.
So it was like,
yeah, and like more is too much more at this point. Yeah. All right, rock and roll. If you need me, holler. I'm gonna stick around for the next hour.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
Thanks so much, Mike.
Some half and half?
Oh, that was what I was looking for.
Oh, sorry.
So much better.
Oh, God.
I'm a full fat milk kind of person.
As am I. Why skimp there?
Yeah, right? Life is for the living.
Oh.
Hang in there.
Cheers.
You want some Kahlua in that?
I wouldn't mind.
Just so you know, we confirmed it's 1 o'clock you have until, so not 12:30.
Yeah, I said, can you flash the lights?
They will, yes, they will do that as well.
Thank you.
Are you feeling like you're in the zone and leave you the hell alone? You can say that. It's not
We might be, because we're going to have our panic and freak out time.
Which we'd love to have with you.
You're parking that for later? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So going over, guys. Cynthia and Mike walk you guys through the concepts.
If we had a drone, and it doesn't have to be super high quality, like film, it would be nice if it was HD. Can we do that? Can we get a drone?
It's not allowed in New York City.
Like, what if we did it on the wall and we just panned away from the wall?
Yeah, we will see.
We worked hard for everything.
We love your treatment. I think it's gonna be great.
Okay.
And
Very well done.
Excited.
Thank you. At least you weren't going.
They say that now.
we are kind of scared.
They would be doing something similar to this, but it would be more pretty. It'd be what you guys would bring to it, you know?
Playing around with not showing the faces of the models and all that stuff, so you can see the bags a little more. But
Focus on the back, right?
yeah,
You see most of the model. We
Yeah.
want to make her up in case we change our mind.
Sure,
We wanted
sure,
to show the
yeah.
face, but it's really not too much about her. It's more cropping into the bag. It's the hero.
We feel very confident.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That is very nice.
Oh, good, good.
Nice.
Thank you.
We're going to just kind of walk through what exactly it is that we're going to capture. And this is, of
I know,
course, your
so,
style
yeah,
reference
here's
because
like-
we talked with you about
When
it.
you land on it, it starts.
Wow.
But I like the fact
It's
that.
totally clear.
Yeah.
Good,
Concept.
good.
It's
You have to show me how to do that.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
We have all elements under control. So
So I mean, that's
good
honestly
luck
that's
and well done.
that's how we based it up. Like the pitch is based off like we're gonna be working with you guys. It has to come from where your
That's
work
great.
is. So
We really appreciate it.
They did so the most out of all three teams. We're keeping you close.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What I think is
Important.
important,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
We need to work as
You know,
a
they
team.
were curious. What you do, guys? Or, trying to.
Yeah.
Because at the end, we are having 2 days of production
Right,
now,
right.
So they
everything prepped.
they have to know exactly what can we do
it's gonna
really
be-
in order to go smooth, right?
So it is the final judging. It's Friday, the moment we've all waited for. I know the teams are finishing up frantically. So I'm just so excited to see what everyone's come up with. I was calling it like our creative Christmas.
All right, guys. You ready for this, huh?
Yeah.
All right, you guys are going to present first.
Oh. Yay! Yay!
Yay! All right, guys. So you will be presenting second.
cool.
Okay? You're welcome to kind of listen in to the other presentations.
Second is good. It's a lot better than first. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen.
Yeah.
For some reason, there's this like weird comfort, like you feel like you have some sort of control by going last. Like you're gonna like make the best impact. Like if your work's shitty, like it's gonna be shitty no matter where you put it, first, second, or last.
Alrighty, gang. We have figured out presenting order.
We're just
You
talking
guys will be presenting last.
wow, we were just debating. Can we get a massage so we're really relaxed for this? We'll
if
come back
you
in about
can
an hour.
find a
We'll shiatsu.
spot
You can
close
get a
by.
little shiatsu.
That is funny.
Oh my God, you're
Hi, tell me your name.
I'm Jamie.
Jamie Ariel. Very nice to meet you.
So each of the teams is presenting two concepts. You guys are going to pick the favorite from each
Okay.
team, and then you're going to pick the one that you believe is like the holiday campaign.
Awesome.
Okay. It's really been, I think, an honor for all of us working on this for Feed Projects. So thank you for the opportunity. We'll turn it over to Cynthia and Mike to get right into the work.
Feed is a brand for us that creates good products that help feed the world. This was our North Star that we kept making sure we tracked back to no matter what.
Yeah. Everything we do should align with this. This is all Swipe. We love, love, love your brand boards, the way that you photograph the models, the natural lighting, the way that they're dressed. But as a concept, we can illustrate this bag has a number attached to it. And that number is a huge set of meals.
We feel your key differentiator is the number on the bag. It's what makes it so immediately tangible. But then we were also impressed when we did the math.
This is kind of a play on what we think about models. It says, I wear a 35. And so it's kind of like, well, that's a ridiculous number.
Right, and so,
And so you can see the headline changes based on product.
yeah.
When you showed the first image, I got anxious about the possibility of the campaign turning on itself and there being this association with thin models and hungry children.
Yeah.
What would the average consumer be able to do to show that she's a model?
Well, see, I think what average is kind of the cool thing about it. Like
Yeah.
anybody with their bag is modeling. You're just being you. This is one of those like kind of unusual, hopeful, experiential campaigns where it's called the torn shirt movement. You're wearing this thing. You're making a statement. I bought the bag. It's like I feel good. I've matched my style. I'm wearing this bag. I've fed lots of children for a long period of time. There's a lot going on, but only the people that are familiar with Feed or wear the product or know somebody that has it are familiar with that. So how do we get those other people, and how do we do something interesting that's newsworthy or risky? Kind of an interesting idea, installation, kind of unique play on pop culture and food, that youth demographic, and you have Feed. So we have the feed truck, pay to feed someone else. a ticker, keep trucking, 578 meals donated through this truck, and people can take their pictures with it and share it on social media, and it can live outside of the physical realm.
It's very disruptive it comes to different events. So it is that nice, it could be lined up with food. I like that food to food connection, but also event marketing.
It's so disruptive. It stops to make you think about
Absolutely.
just the glut of food around you and what
dripping down my thing, and then I'm like, what's this?
Who is the feed girl? Okay, and then when we asked a little bit more kind of, well, contextually, like what's her story, what's her deal, what's she really all about? She's a weekend tripper, a global adventurer, traveler, right? A farmer's market shopper, lives in the city, into entertaining. She's a home decor enthusiast. She takes photos. She's curious. Also, she's a practical mom. You do all of this stuff on many varying levels throughout every day of your life. And that adds up to each person's individual journey. And that leads us into our first campaign of My Bag, My Journey. So what we've done with this, and this is where we're going to stray a little bit from the model side of the fence, is we do want to feature real people.
If we have real people, you already have your customer base, you know the people, your go-to people. We can create landing pages which feature those people, interviews. Small, they don't have to be long. It could be their experience, like this journey through their eyes. How we can just show a journey through different levels in different places with different characters. And it could be added as you go over time. Let's say you're creating more content, you could layer more and more content to this video. We work closely with Gus and Lo, and this is their work. So we're working with talent that we can work with them and do this stuff in the next 2 days. So this is real work.
As we were exploring, the monogram and the personalization, monogram, letters, okay, what other kind of things with letters travel the world? And that took us to the realm of chain letters. You get one, you share it, you get one, you share it, you pass it on. And without further ado, this would be a video that people take and then share online.
My personalized feed bag from my dear friend Courtney Coward. Courtney, thank you so much for bringing me into this, and I'm going to give this bag to my good friend Lisa Reed. So now it's your turn to feed the journey.
Okay, so that's another way that we could literally take, the bag, turn it into a message, plus up sales by having people just kind of spread it to the next and the next and the next.
The simple tactic here is to overlay your product with the destination. This provides you with flexibility of creating content, advertising, and changing the photography as often as you want to in order to maintain this 8 to 10 weeks. And this is sort of like a colorful yet simplified version of what is attainable.
Boom, boom, boom. Night on the town, 25 days of school meals. Weekend Explorer, 75 days of school meals, or Weekend Explorer, providing meals around the world. And stylistically,
this is what we're going for. Like we were using the photography you already had existing, but we want to be able to bring in something new.
Just trying to think if there's a chance for more of a story about their journey to want to give. And I think it's in there. It's just not. It's a little bit buried in the I'm going home.
When you were talking about language, my journey, were there other words that you were using around, like my bag, my life, my...
The word journey stuck to say is a collective effort that we're going through together. It's an experience. And whether or not you walk in on it with somebody else or not, is that we're going through the day together.
I think feed the journey I actually like that as a line. My bag, my journey is where it gets a little bit heavy for me. It's like, okay, what are we gonna talk about?
Oh, that's a good,
you know what I mean? So it's a little bit more postery, and I like the real people aspect of it. You can really see from model to mom, probably one and the same in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
I really like using everyday people. We did a campaign, if you can call it that, 2 years ago. It was just kind of thrown together, but I think it was that authenticity that people were relating to.
You don't already have built-in shoppers, you already have built-in advocates. It becomes reciprocal when you can see more people that, oh, they're just like me.
This is lifestyle meets magic. This is, from a distance, it's about the beauty of the bag and what it can do in your life. We would shoot it not unlike this, but a little bit more quiet because we want this whimsical visual to come out and express what the magic is that keeps flowing even after you've made the purchase or received the gift. We wanted to give you a couple options. It doesn't have to be butterflies, maybe it's flowers or something. But again, this is just your scrap, but even a close-up a shot becomes a lot more dynamic with the attached illustration.
So the video feel for this, it's going to have the same look and feel as the print.
She's walking away from camera, her hair is fluttering in the breeze, or potentially the rain. We have ideas for indoor.
Voiceover, female voiceover, so you get the feeling it's the person walking. Gifts can change the way we look at the world. As we see maybe a long shot, we kind of maybe widen out and see her with the bag, and the butterflies are kind of all the ways up there. An announcer and a super will come on the screen. Share your love with the Voyager tote and help feed kids around the world. This one here, we really love the thought of using your tote bag as a gift bag.
As gift wrap.
As gift wrap, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're gift bag. It's a gift bag. I buy bags. I buy bags for the holidays because I'm lazy. I don't know how to tie a bow.
So the gift is the flowers in the bag. Yeah, and it's viral, but it's not preachy. And you're leaving them with something that'll last forever. Yeah. Unlike the flowers.
Cool. This one here is for people like me, dudes who have no idea what to get the women in our lives for gifts. So we thought it'd be kind of nice to just, we're calling it the Feed Love Nudge. Just kind of, it could be a questionnaire thing. It could be a Facebook app. It could be an email thing. Just suggesting based on personality types, what sort of bags would make a good gift for the woman in your life.
The shots you're going to see in this campaign are a little bit less glamorous than I'd like them to be. They're scrap. But I do like that this is a lifestyle shot of our target engaged in something that's really pleasurable. And she's engaging the camera. It clearly feels like a snapshot, candid that a friend took of her.
You can bring this Voyager tote bag to 35 outdoor concerts, as it provides 35 meals to a hungry kid, which allows her to have 35 more chances to dream and gives her 35 opportunities to learn to play the latunga without going off key and annoying her siblings, while you may then take this Voyager bag on 35 medium-haul flights that are probably delayed 35 times, as the kid does 35 pirouettes across the stage, while you wonder where the 35 lip balms you've placed in this bag have gone, while both of you dream of the 35 wonderful things that might be ahead of you.
What I love about David's writing is that it really blends the two lives together that are receiving this gift, and there's zero pity, empathy, sympathy. I mean, all that stuff's great, but it's really elevating the experience of what all the magic of the bag.
You can go back to the first one with the butterflies or the flowers. And I think the way you described it was just sort of the whimsy, magicalness coming out of the bag, which is sort of symbolic of what is actually in the bag.
Yeah.
Is there actually a connection to that in the copy, or is it just meant to sort of relay that feeling?
There's a little bit, yeah. So it's just the thought of the love and the sharing kind of and the duality of the bag sort of that we think is there. But yeah, the copy could maybe be a little stronger as I read it, as I reread it now to kind of give you
pay off the magic of the visual.
Did you guys animate the illustrations so they're
I was going to mention that. Depending on the buy, I would love that. That would be fantastic.
That would be so whimsical.
It feels like it really wants that, doesn't it?
Come alive.
And the imagery, we didn't want to be too literal. We wanted it to be images that represent joy and hope, and happiness and positivity.
As you spoke about it, feed joy, feed love, feed dreams. It has that ability for each one to be an expression of another sentiment of what you're giving.
Yeah. So that's a great point.
Because I think it was so clever on the dreams one. Yeah, how you wove together the two stories. We've always struggled with how to bring in the consumer story with the recipient story. You've humanized the giver, or like there's some funny element in the writing that makes that person more human, because it is that awkwardness and that disparity.
It's almost like a handshake, across the continents by what this bag brings together, which is those two people's lives. We want it to be fun to give, fun to receive, and fun to understand how far it goes after you receive it. Yeah.
Judges, we're going to be back into room number 2, where you guys can have a little privacy and regroup on all you've seen and heard.
My 2 cents, I met everyone that you just saw present 48 hours ago, as did they meet each other 48 hours ago. So you can only imagine sort of the interpersonal dynamics of sort of people getting to know each other, getting to know each other's creative styles, and how to give each other feedback. So it's been interesting. But they all really, I think, came around a turn about half a day ago, where they all kind of got to a place that they felt like they each had one really strong thing they could stand behind, and my job was really to just kind of help them flesh that out and kind of get it to a place that they could really present it to you and feel cogent and thoughtful. Sort of looking at this and looking at the work you guys just saw, it was a marathon to the starting line, But like now the campaign work actually is going to begin. So my only encouragement to you would be obviously look for the kernel of the idea that you guys love the most, but also look for the team that you think you could trust the most to fulfill the execution.
Really impressive work. With that said, there's definitely a few for me that rise to the top, and I think more or less some of them sort of weighted more toward the giving and the gift, and I don't know how important that is, because some of the other ideas were also really great, but didn't rely so much on that idea of gift giving, how much that matters, or how some of the other ideas maybe could be tailored for a holiday gift giving season, but then work further on that.
The output I thought was really impressive, considering the timing and the level of finish. But if I can't look through this and remember it, then that's a bad sign. So I don't know if I saw a lot of strong headlines in print. But it is fashion. So from a fashion perspective, you want to capture that mood and style and finesse. There was something sticky about the dreams too. Do you know?
Yeah.
That
Very
idea
much
that
so.
you feed dreams, and I could almost see it in that with it, because you've got this really iconic label.
From the first team, all I remember is the food truck.
Food truck was a great
It's just a really
Given the right
fun
circumstance.
way to disrupt an idea that was a disruption in its own
Yeah.
right, right? I liked some of the ideas in the third group's presentation around animating the bag. I think that's really cute. I didn't see a connection between any of the branding ideas. I still want to see a campaign that shows me women in different scenarios in print and video using the bags.
What if the challenge was 30 days, if it holds 30, if it feeds 30 meals, if it's 75, if it's like pick certain people, influencers or whomever, to show that journey for 75 days and where they take it all over the place, give it to really interesting people.
And some of the writing of the Feed Dreams idea wasn't necessarily that far off, as in it was like 100 first dates, or I can't remember the exact language, but it was 100 of this, 100 that. It didn't have sort of the motion and the up close on the woman with the bag, but it had that idea of like where the bag went with you.
To me, it's like as soon as I see all that long copy in a fashion ad, I go, who's going to read it?
No one's going to read it.
I'm not going to read it. And then if I do read it, I'm going to start feeling bad that the lives are so different. Even though it's very positive, to me, it feels awkward. And I'm not going to read it. I like the simplicity of something like the journey, my bag, my journey. I like the simplicity.
It's not about what's in the bag, it's about where the bag goes. It's about almost like the kind of the scars on the bag as it kind of lives its life and helps me live my life. That's the right personification of the story we're trying to tell. So I think, and interestingly, I think every group had that same moment in some incarnation where they talked about stuff in, and then they were like, no, that's the wrong road to sow, and then they all pulled out and kind of found a different way.
Almost like a spiritual giving place and through your life place. So you can get the duality of, I've got this great looking bag and I'm gonna have a great life and I'm helping people at the same time. So that's what I liked about it.
People just want to know where people are and what their experience is, right? It's more like, oh, I'm following people who are doing interesting things and giving me this voyeuristic view onto something that's magnificent, as opposed to look at me.
How magnificent.
Right, it's not the selfie, it's the outward thing. So this idea of the bag taking you to interesting places and then on the right platforms telling more of a story about the interaction or what happened, it could be really beautiful.
The two ideas that actually used the number, I thought, from an awareness standpoint, that was a really great executional thing to explain the differentiator, which is that thing, otherwise, there's a lot of bags that could serve that purpose. So I get what you guys are saying about like how the journey is important, but I think if this is going to be executed, there has to be a much stronger tie back to what that thing is.
To me, the My Bag, My Journey is almost invisible. Like I don't want to see that ever anywhere. The Feed the Journey is what resonated with me because that was connection to the brand. All of your experiences are feeding your journey and you're helping other people on their journey.
Where in the execution are we getting across the point that the bag is actually helping them?
Can I ask about one that I think was somewhat polarizing, maybe too polarizing, and I think the model. I mean, I understand how they arrived at it because they're looking at the brief and the examples of the other stuff. It was.
I get that they were trying to go for like the fashion, which is what we told them, but I agree. I think exactly. I wear a size, like that just makes me cringe. Yeah. And I think they're trying obviously to be controversial with that.
He kind of pokes, which often can get attention, but I just felt a sense of inauthenticity.
So you're not out to make people feel good about models.
No, that's not our challenge. Models are Models
at
are
our
fine.
benefit.
They don't need our help.
It's like that's not our fault.
Let's not evaluate these as finals by any stretch, right? So let's evaluate it, just in the interest of everyone's time, as a concept and a team that can help us get to where we all want to be. Because if we're looking at these as like, this didn't nail that one thing, like a copy edit like that, I think is solvable. Where do we feel the most magnetism? Like, where are we getting pulled towards? And who's going to help ride shotgun with us to solve it? We've got 5 minutes to go.
Okay.
Top twos. Everyone put out two that they like. And then let's see where we net out.
Everything that we saw and heard today, I'm not an ideas person. I just see things. And what visually stands out to me most is my journey. I'm very inspired by that. I want to see journeys from, really poor places that are beautiful to really elaborate, incredible places, to daily life, to fantasy life. And then I also love the feed love. But I think this is better for like a spring, summer situation. But visually, those are the two.
Feed Dreams for me. I think there's an idea there that is core to the brand, and I think that your concerns on it are totally valid around the print, fashion print. You just wouldn't read that long, but I think it's as fixable as My Journey is fixable. Let me think about the second one again. I'm coming around to My Journey, but I'm still like, I'm really nervous about My Journey because I don't know. I think you have to constantly say, could that be an REI bag?
These are the top two for me, the Feed the Journey and Feed Dreams. And again, I think it's because the feed is baked in, the brand is baked in, but it's a nice thought. The idea to feed dreams is a really nice core thought.
I love the heart and soul in the dreams, but I loved the accessibility of the journeys idea. Do you guys feel like we have something? I mean, we're so in it sometimes, it's hard to see the light of day, like as experts that you are.
Your last campaign was super successful in elevating and showcasing lifestyle, but you wanted conversions.
It's tricky because for celebrities, you get that instant share factor and recognition, and so it has a Kickstarter on it.
Does real people feel polarizing? A lot of the journey idea was like, if we're showing a model, call her a model, and then say like, so we're cool with that as a component of the idea.
We went the celeb route last year, which again was hugely successful for us, and we can't, ask all those favors every holiday. But I think, wanted this to be more community and more kind of everyday. But again, we want it to be shareable. It can't be too generic.
Whatever concept you choose is going to change 50% between now and Monday, right? So who's going to be able to turn on a dime enough and still deliver something aesthetically at the level that you're looking for?
Be the answer.
So we're all in agreement? We have a winner?
Got a winner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.